Good evening, YouTube. This is John Crawford again, coming at you from Tullahoma, Tennessee. I'm just kind of chilling out with my guitar and my Mardi Gras beads here. Hope y'all are having fun and having a safe time with that. I'm going to get rid of these right now because I don't want to scuff up my guitar. You guys want some Mardi Gras beads? I still have a few left down here. Come down and see me. Okay, this evening I am preparing a video for one of my students who is learning the Coldplay song Fix You. It's a little acoustic version printed in a series of books by Wise Publications called Easy Pickings. That's it. It's called Easy Pickings. And what they do is, it's not exactly tab and it's not exactly sheet music. It's kind of similar to tab in that it's got, the books have your 6 strings laid out, and then they give you a chord form, a chord diagram, and beneath it, little X's on each string to indicate the finger picking pattern that you're going to use. And what I'm helping my student with today is kind of walking through the first couple of pages of the arrangement and the patterns on those first few pages. I'm going to go ahead and cover some basics right now that are taken care of on the first page. First off, for this song, Coldplay recorded this, at least the version I hold, Coldplay recorded this in the key of E flat. So, the first instructions tell you to set your capo for the 3rd fret. And what you're going to do then is you're going to play in the key of C, which means you're going to have chords like C, F, G, you're going to have G sus4, you're going to have E minor, and you're going to have A minor. You're going to have those chords. So be familiar with these chords. Let me name those chords again that you need to be familiar with. We're talking about just the open first position chords. We have C major. Hopefully you can see my hands. I don't have close-up capability out here. But you have C major. You have E minor, which is your straight up E minor. You have your A minor form here. And you have your G. You have your G sus4. And you have your F. Now at the top of the arrangement in this book, also they talk about an F major 7th chord, which I haven't come across yet, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I haven't looked at but just the first 2 pages of the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now walk through the finger picking pattern. I really don't have time to show you how to make each one of these chords. I'm just going to assume that either you know these chords or you have access to them. If you don't have access to this information, or you just want me to tell you about it, why don't you send me an inbox message? I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. But there's all kinds of resources on the internet to where you can find the names of these chords. Okay, for our C major chord, the book is calling for a finger pattern like this. Okay, first of all, for those of you who've never done any finger picking or classical style of guitar, our fingers have names. P, I, M, and A. Our thumb is our P, our index finger is I, our middle finger is M, and our ring finger is A. The way I heard it was pulgar for thumb, índice for index, medio for middle, and anular for ring, because the Spanish word for ring is anillo. That's how I remember it. P, I, M, A, and then we have our pinky cinco, which is C, but in this arrangement we never use our cinco. As a matter of fact, I'm not so sure, I have to actually think about it. I'm not so sure we even use our A. I think it's just P, I, and M for the most of it. Okay, but I could be wrong. I'll find that out in a minute. I'm not above being wrong. Okay, so we begin with the first finger pattern, which is for the C major. You're going to go, which is on your A string, your thumb. Your middle finger is, your index finger is going to hit, it's going to hit your D string, and then your middle finger is going to hit your B string, and then your index finger is going to reach up and hit your G string. So you're going to go A, D, G, A, D, B, G. Those are the open string names. The notes are an entirely different thing. So basically the pattern is fifth, fourth, second, third. Fifth, fourth, second, third. That is your finger pattern for your C major chord. P, I, M, I. P, I, M, I. Thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. P, I, M, I. That's for your C major chord. Anytime you see a C major chord written in this score, at least up to where I've played it, you go, Okay, now we've covered the C major chord finger pattern. Again, it's... Now the E major chord pattern. We have 6, 3, 5, 4. That's the second chord in the progression. So what we have is we make a full E minor chord. Now what we have here is your thumb strikes the 6th string, your index finger strikes the 3rd string, your middle finger strikes the 5th, and your index finger strikes the 4th. So you have 6, 3, 5, 4. 6, 3, 5, 4. That's P, I, M, I. That's going to be a lot of, it's going to be pretty predominant throughout this score. 6, 3, 5, 4. So in this order, C. I'll do it again. Now, the next chord is your garden variety A minor chord. Looks like this. Okay? Now, the finger pattern for the A minor is identical to the finger pattern for the C. Go back and check that finger pattern out. You have this. I'll go ahead and review that quickly. 5, 5, 4, 2, 3. 5, 4, 2, 3. Remember, folks, when you're doing these chords, your fingers are on the indicated chords. A minor, 5, 4, 2, 3. You don't even have to, if you know the chords, you don't even have to worry about what fret's going on in the right hand. You just make the chord form and concentrate on your finger patterns. P, I, M, I. 5, 4, 2, 3. 5, 4, 2, 3. Now, G, the good news about G is there's a couple of good things about G. One is that you don't have to make the entire chord. I don't care if you make your G major chord like this, like that, or like that. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Because you really don't need these you don't need this bottommost G note in your 3rd fret. Because you never address it with your finger pattern here. As a matter of fact, you can just make you can use the first 2 fingers of the G major chord here and nothing else to actually address this finger pattern. If you are one of those people that likes to make your G with the 4 fingers like this, you're gonna need to not hit. Actually, it doesn't matter in terms of the way it sounds, but as one of my students as my student actually pointed out, to her it didn't sound right to go. That's okay, it doesn't hurt anything. But she didn't like that. She wanted it to sound the way it was intended to sound in the book. So what you do is just leave off this bottom note. You can just hit these two. Your 3rd fret on your E string, your 2nd fret on your A string to make a partial G major chord. You're never addressing that. Of course, now if you actually play that, you get a G6 if you play the whole chord, but you're not doing that. You're just playing the finger pattern. So, let's put these these 4 chords together in their appropriate finger pattern, and I will go very slowly. Let the fingers flow freely. Don't be tense in the right hand. You want to relax. So it's P, I, M, I, P, I, M, I, P, I, M, I, P, I, M, I. Okay. Now, for the next part that you see in the song, the part with the chorus, you know, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, all that. You're going to the F major chord. You should know how to do a basic garden variety F chord here, okay? There's a couple of ways to make an F. You can make a bar chord. You can make an F here. I like this one, where I kind of cheat and flatten my ring finger over 2 notes. Get a little bit more of a bassy quality in my F major chord, but it doesn't matter. Actually, the book indicates that you use the garden variety F, where your first finger is on the first frets of your E and your B strings. Your middle finger is on the 2nd fret of your G, and your ring finger is on the 3rd fret of your D string, making an F major chord. This is what some people refer to as one of your first bar chords, because in a sense you are partially barring 2 strings with 1 finger down here at the bottom. So you're going like this. The finger pattern is identical to C, where you went 5, 4, 2, 3, P, I, M, I, 5, 4, 2, 3, but you're moving to 4, 5, 3, 4, 6, 5, 3, 4, 6, 5, P, I, M, I. Let the fingers relax in the right hand and flow through the finger pattern. That's the next finger pattern we're going to be dealing with. We have an F, and you have an A minor, and you have a G. Actually, you have your G sus4, and then you have your G, which I think is a very nice chordal movement. It's pretty. You have that little quality right there. To make a G sus4, I'm going to go ahead and cover this. You start off with a G major chord. This time you're going to use, for G sus4, you're going to start with your ring finger on the bottommost E string on the 3rd fret, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of your A string. Your index finger is going to be on the 1st fret of your B. Now, you're also going to be taking your pinky to reinforce this full G major chord with the suspend 4 in it. onto the 3rd fret of your E, making that little G note. Actually, with the capo on, it's a whole different matter. I think we're talking about B flat, but it doesn't matter. With the capo off, this is still the same thing. G, B, D, G, C, G are your notes. And there is your G sus4 chord. But again, just like the G major, you don't need this because you never actually play this string. So you can go, then lift off the index finger, taking your index finger off of the 1st fret of your B string, and making your G sus4 to your G major movement here. Now let's go back, because I think I jumped ahead of myself a little bit. The F major finger pattern is 4, 3, 6, 5. 4, 3, 6, 5. Only run through it once. 4, 3, 6, 5. Then you have an A minor chord. I like to use my thumb and middle finger for these. Let's see. So I have. So what I'm using for this is the A minor chord. I'm striking 4, 4, 2, 4, 2 with the A minor in this part of the song. 4, 2, 4, 2. P, M, P, M. So you have 4, 4, 3, 6, 5, 4, 2, 4, 2. 4, 3, 6, 5, 4, 2, 4, 2. P, I, M, P, M. Now we go to our G major, our G sus4, and we have 6, 4, 5, 6, 3, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4. Now those numbers I'm referring to are the strings. Don't worry, again, I have to repeat this. Don't worry about the frets. 6, 3, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4. The frets are taken care of by the chords you make. So now I'll go ahead and play the progression from the F major through the A minor to the G sus4 to the G major. It goes a little bit something like this. I'm going to play this pretty close to the way the book has it arranged. I'll start from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty much covers it. If I haven't explained this well enough, just pop me a comment in the bottom or send me an inbox, or I'll include my email address at the end of the video if you have any questions. Okay, folks, have a good time with this. I hope you enjoy this. This is a very cool song. Thank you for watching. Peace and God bless.